So it's all about crude oil. Getting that crude oil in. We're organising trade stations underneath. And then we'll be running train lines out to the oil nodes that we need. So, Gaz, here we go. Green energy expansion. Good luck, Gaz. Good luck. Alright, where's mine? Let's go over here. Is that the ground floor? It is. I wanted to go further down. Nope, not from that one. That was sarcasm about your coming oil adventures. Oh dear. Haven't even opened Satisfactory for a couple of weeks almost now. Oh, right. That's right, you were playing something else, I remember. Alright, we're going to be doing a bit of work now. Organising things. Hey, while we're down here. Oh yeah. Nothing like a bit of copper ore. A small indie game in Steam I installed, Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's right. That's right. I remember now. Alright, there was a crash site I hadn't deleted yet. Yeah, there was two. Must have done that one. It's this one over here. So what do I get from this one? You get copper sheets, rotors, stators, rods, screws, reinforced plate, iron. Yeah, this is awesome. That'll definitely be in the next playthrough. Cleaning those out. Right. So we're going to need let's see how this works out. Nine high, yeah, that's actually not bad. Maybe come back one more. Yeah, I think that's it. That's a handy way to collect starter goodies next playthrough. Hey, yeah, absolutely, Gaz. Yeah, No handcrafting needed at all. I would have done it that way on this playthrough, but I didn't start this on 1.1. And that's not right. That one's a bit lower. It's even in a different position. That's better. I didn't even realize it gave goodies. I just thought it was removal and that's it. Yeah, no, it's really handy, guys. Now, this is my problem here. I have to page up all of these. Does that mean everything I'm doing here is off? Kind of is. Something I need to keep in mind. I'm not going to be doing a lot of under-sealing routing, but that's fine. So this one's going to serve 120 and 60. So I might do think about this. Yeah, I'm going to change this. Because that should be normally there. Yeah. Alright, so what we're going to do is it's got to do with my blueprints for the holes. There's a difference in the height, so I need to do that and bring it down half a one. Oh, is it a full one? So a full one? No. Yeah, okay. It's all right. Because it's just going to cause a lot of issues later. So I prefer to move the holes to match everything else. Oh, who's got a deadlock? And does it remain or does it instantly disappear? Oh, it was there on the map and then it disappeared. I saw it there. Somewhere along here. Oh, it's sorting itself out, that's the main thing. Alright, yeah, that was an important decision I just made. Sabri, hello, welcome. How's things today? Okay, so it's a 9. Oh, I just went past it. To Glad, welcome. It's good to see you. How's things? That's the one I want. Okay. I reckon that's it there. Yep. That'll do that. That one is there. I don't know if that'll reach. It's it would need to be there. Okay, so it needs to be there if anywhere. Last day before the weekends, meetings are done, just some regular working stuff, very doable watching the group work. Excellent, I'm glad I can help you get through that last part of your day. Just going to put some fake pipeline holes in. No, I'm not, because that's going to affect that. That's fine. And that'll be too far, won't it? Of course it will be. So it's going to be... I might put it here. We'll bring it across. And I'm just going to put it there. And then that should nicely connect to that there. Right, and then we're going to go into that one there. So if I'm going to go into there, I would prefer if the floor hole was, well, it just needs to be either there. Yeah, actually there would be better. No, that's fine. Okay, that'll be reckon... do it there. Perfect. Right. I've screwed that up. I have. I forgot to do the page down. Right, that's that one that does those two. And then this one here is going to be Mark II. And we'll scoot that across here. And there'll be another one over here. I want to run it that way. Probably there. Well, it's just there, so actually it should probably be there. And then that. Ooh. It'll be here. I think there. It's either there. Oh, I didn't do page down. So it'll be there. And yeah. Is that right? I think so. And also another one here. Right. Now. That is all of that. Over here I've got to also do the same. This one runs a bit further. Here, and it's probably there. I think so. Ah, we should do disorganized. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And it's that there. Got to send it all the way over to that hole there. Perfect. Right. Oops. Yep, so 56.25. What's going on, mate? Hey? You coming up for a pat, are you? Hey? What's happening? What'd you do today? What did you do while I was away? Thanks for poking your nose in into my mouth twice. Hey? Did you have a good time? Did you bark at anyone walking past? I bet you did. Yeah. Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah? Oh, bum rub. You're a rub on the bum. Ears go back. Hey, is that good? Is that good? Oh, I bet it is. Yeah. Yeah. Bit of a burp there, mate. Hey? Maybe we should start capturing those ringy burps, turn into sound effects. All right, come on. Good boy. You're in a really weird position there, just suddenly turned up. Now at some point some of these are going to need pumps, and we'll work that out. I might put that sign here. That is there we go. So we know what it is. I reckon if I can, I think we might do that, and then that one there. So I would say it's got to be there. That one there. Oh, I didn't do the page down on the other one.
Megan thanks you very much for your resub.
Thinking a pipe intersection here might be a good idea.
Thank you, Cumsicare, for renewing your Prime sub of 7 months. My consistency and checking into the stream to drop my Prime sub is on par with your stream schedule.
Comsicare coming in with the awesome resub. My consistency in checking into the stream to drop my Prime sub is on par with your stream schedule. Thank you. Lucky tonight. I really appreciate your generosity and support. Absolutely awesome. I had a family engagement that I may have had to go to tonight, but I don't have to. But I'm going to one tomorrow night, so I will miss out streaming tomorrow night, but we didn't miss out tonight. So I'm feeling much better for it. I'm thinking... Oh, you can't nudge. How am I doing? I am doing very well, thank you. Just the usual kind of stuff going on, you know, like life. But apart from that, nothing to scare me. Working, keeping myself out of trouble. Yeah. What about yourself? How's things with you? When's life ever perfect? That's exactly right. On the days that don't end in white. That's looking good. I like that. But yeah, nothing to complain about here. Things just keep ticking over. I think I'll put... Could be better. Full on back in the application process since I was part of a mass layoff, but times change. One door closes, 10 other opens. That's it. That's exactly it. There's, nothing ever stays the same forever. The end of one chapter is the beginning of another. You could put that on a motivational poster or something and make millions. Right, that's that one done then. Okay, so now that I've done all that, oh God, this annoys me. I need to fix my wireless headphones. I just haven't got around to it. All right, that's good. That's the oil. Now we need to look at a few other train stations because I've obviously got train line coming into here. Let's just run some imaginary train line. Motivational poster branded with choo choo, motherfucker. That's right. Let's make a note of that. Where's my something to add to the to-do list. When can we expect the Choo Choo life coach code? Yeah, that's it. Only for one installment a month of $79.95. Sorry, $69.69. A more realistic price. The better say 79 would be really unsatisfying. Yep. Oh, hold on. They need to be grip metal, these ones over here. Need to make a change to all of that. Not right now, but we'll get the important ones done. That's a few steel beams there. You recently checked my save on Satisfactory calculator, as sometimes do just for fun, and realised I had surpassed 500,000 foundation objects in my save. Can't imagine that my save up for much longer if I continue like that. Look, I'm sure it'll be fine. As long as you don't try and do things like Andrew, you'll be fine. I'm sure it's a save that will be fine. I don't know about your computer. Alright, you're just on the single here. Cool, alright. It's running my server. So far, I haven't had any real issues. I can feel some desync in vehicles, but that's more likely a server thing than anything else. It probably is, yeah. And this is probably, I can't see it's getting, oh yeah, might be alright. Yeah, I don't think so. Outside of this, we've got to think about this. So we've been in there before. We don't need to go back in there. Alright, so let's just... That's the iron ingot factory there, which will make That's the crystal oscillator factory. My server cluster is getting ridiculous, but I just couldn't refuse some deals on used hardware. As long as you can afford the power to run it all, that's mainly the key thing. If only my fiance knew the kind of money that sits in my rack. Do you know how much money sits in her rack? Solar power equals basically free. Wow, nice. Probably. Actually, this would be pretty cool, I reckon. I'll pull this off. Maybe. Hold up. I think Randy wants to go outside. I'll be back in a sec. Your average idle power draw of the whole racks is about 350 to 400 watt. Not too bad. Underload is a whole different story. Wow. Dave, greetings. Welcome. Good to see you. Alright, what if I had... Right. Right. So we had a train station downstairs, which, if we took advantage of the terrain here, could even come as far as here, I reckon. I think that would work. You could even come in like that, like it's been bogged over. You know, I had to see a proctologist the other day. You know what they call a proctologist in Jamaica? A Pokemon. Pokemon! Hey, mon. Oh dear. Not bad, not bad. I like your attempt at trying some humour. That's good. That's good. I kind of like that. Not your humour, but the position of this. I think that's kind of cool that it's stuck into that it has a bit of a landslide into it. And that gives me, probably come back a bit to that one, I reckon. God, it was a little bit dramatic, I reckon. Right. Trying to think here, do I do iron ore number 1 or do I do iron ingot factory? I think I might do iron ingot factory. Alright, and I would say initially we would need, how does that look over there? We may have to fiddle. Yeah, we'll do that. We can work around that. How does it look at the... It would have to be that one. Which... right, yeah, I can handle that. Oh, that's consumption because of the platforms. Yeah. Right, let's put some more. Might as well. Leave that there. I'm going to actually leave that to later. I'm just going to lay out as many stations that I think we'll need down here. Probably that. Now let's do so this is the raw quartz factory. And there's also the silica factory over there. So do I do... Yeah, I might do that. Okay, so what I might do is... We're just planning a lot of future stuff now for the rails, because we're going to be bringing a lot of resources in at some point. And I'm just trying to plan some of it first. Vehicles deadlocked. And then they're gone. They're deadlocked. No, here they are. They're above me. Right, so this is something that I do have to actually fix. I'm not going to do it now. And it has to do with... Oh my god. How did you end up there? There you go. Yeah, so what happens is he comes out straight out of the gate. And doesn't, and will hit a vehicle coming past here. So really I need to have them coming in this way. We're going to have to redo those ones at some point. Alright, but what I need to work out here is... I might make... I reckon that would be a cool throughway there. Let's say... we would have... So we have our limestone factory. And our... That's limestone. And then there's copper, coal. This might be okay. Yeah, that'll be alright. Let's just see if we can blast this rock. That's good. Alright, I'm okay with that. The train can come over this okay. Alright, so what I'm planning here is, well... you would have... Well, okay, I'm not going to go that far, but I know I can run, if I allow for those 3 wide for tracks, so that's going to be my allowance for tracks coming through. So I might just make those concrete just for some planning purposes. So that means we will do a lot of cutting of greenery later. Okay, so that means for my quartz, which is this one here, and that one there, might do one of them. And that means also well, I haven't finished yet. No, that's right. We'll be doing some changes to this. So this is right. So if I did a train station here, that probably I'm happy with it there, I reckon. And that leaves room there for logistics. Right. So this would be Quartz Crystal Factory. I reckon that there would be as long as it would be allowed to get. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine. Then here, I'd have a probably not in the water. I would say there. And up to there. And this would be the Silica Factory. And then maybe to there, that'll be enough. Alright. Yeah, alright, so we would have I think that would do us for so we've got silica, that's a quartz factory, that's a silica factory. Steel ingots, nut. That doesn't need anything. Beams, sorry, that's beams and that would be pipes. Because the ingot factory is over here, which is different. There would be a... Oh wow, the train lines. Oh wow, that looks really cool. It actually looks like a train line with all those barriers. Sam would be here somewhere, and our oil is facing that way, and our copper's up there, and our limestone. So I think I've sorted it out. I was trying to work out what amount of rails to accommodate for. Comment scare, overall, even if I wouldn't have solar, it would still be price efficient considering the whole range of subscriptions I'm replacing by self-hosted stuff. Yeah, that's pretty good. That I do agree with. The amount of money people pay on things these days is ridiculous. I have a minimal amount of subscriptions. YouTube is one. YouTube Premium, and what else? I have a Twitch sub to someone that I pay. I've paid for a many years.
Hey Smackin', you just got a follow.
Thank you Chow013 for the follow.
Coming in with a follow, Tiao13. Whatever it is. Thank you. All right, so okay. So what I'm going to do here is just think about it. No streaming services since they were replaced by illegally obtained media or full AI rig. Game servers easily €100 a month in subscription. Yeah, that's it. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Alright, if I went... Let's just put a little bit of rail out just to start off with. A little bit from that one. So there's going to be a little bit from that one. How much should I put out? 3. Let's just do 3. Right, so I want to run 2 rails down there. You're back. Can I know what does truck do? Sure. So the trucks can transport all solid items. Like ores. You can't do fluids, but you can do packaged fluids. But I'll go up here, I'll show you. Do you need to make a road for it? You don't have to. It does help. So it's a good question, good answer I can show you right now. So over here, I've got that truck coming in, right? That truck's coming in over that way from a location. It's not on a road there. It comes down. They have a recorded path. And he's going to come into this building here. Now I do have the building laid out in a specific way, and I've got it all set up. And they'll come in, and you see he's got 4,800 limestone. So it's not, this isn't full. This has got packaged turbo fuel as the fuel, and it'll unload, and at this point it will pick up more packaged turbo fuel, and now it will head off and it will do a loop. I'll just show you that. I just want to fix that. Now, I've made these roads here in the city to make it really easy for me to see and navigate and organise everything. That's another, I think that's a limestone truck coming in from somewhere else. Or it could be a quartz crystal leaving. And that truck is going off here. Now that one's actually going to go up here and drive up to a station that I've got here. And that's obviously, that's on a platform, then it goes across a bridge and then it flips around. But I need fuel for this, so I need to make that oil thing. The truck supports 17 different types of fuels. So you can use raw coal straight out of a miner. You can use, that's the simplest. Yeah, you can even go solid biofuel or fuels or leaves, but you don't need, you can't, that's not reliable. But coal, then like compacted coal, then you can do packaged fuel, packaged turbo fuel, packaged rocket fuel, batteries, nuclear fuel rods. But straight like over here, I've got a bunch of stations there. There's 4 normal coal nodes over there. One of the coal nodes feeds all the truck stations for just its fuel. And then also it sends, there's also a truck station of just coal that goes over to another building, the steel factory, and provides the coal for some iron node trucks that come in and get the to drop off iron ore. So you do have to fuel, you have to provide the truck station at the source or the destination, only one, with the with a fuel type. And then yeah, go from there. Just do a recording. They can be a bit picky. I'm working on a video at the moment about, you know, everything you need to know about recording truck paths. But as you'd imagine, I haven't got that far yet, if I've said I'm working on it. It's in progress. Sponger, how are you going? But I've got something like, I think 38 trucks running in this city, and it's pretty consistent. Right. Right. If I had two. I'm just thinking about a few things. I need to make some blueprints. I can't really. Top floor, please. Alright, so the probably that one. Alright. Get rid of those. Right. You removed your first factory because it was a really big mess and built another one that makes all the basic items like wires, concrete and metal sheets. I don't know. What is the next step? I should start making the parts for phase 3 or just upgrade the factory? Well, you know what? The parts you need to make for phase 3 will most likely also be used in phase 4 and onwards. So I would automate the parts for phase 3. That's why I haven't completed it myself. I'm in the process of doing that. So make dedicated production lines for those parts. Leave your factory that makes all your basic stuff, because that's what you're going to use to make other things. Like the Pioneer needs to make things, which is in that little video there about the Pioneer first method. That's sort of something I try and follow. Alright, there we go. Not a problem at all, mate. You just, any questions, feel free to ask. There's no stupid questions. Okay, so rails by 2 flat and mk.2 max. Let's do a rail, and I'm going to put that straight in there, and then if I did a third one, third one would be here. And we'll save that as 3. Alright. Yeah, that's all I need for the minute. Firehammer, and of course you would scale up the Pioneer First infrastructure according to how many people in your game. Yeah, if you're playing multiplayer, that's right, Firehammer. Smirk is an awesome reference guide to this game. If he doesn't know it, you probably don't need to know. It's too kind. Those words are too kind, Firehammer. Thank you. Alright, so do I do... So rails by 2 is... Oh, rails by 3 is too much, yeah. For this area here. But yeah, I reckon I bring him in like that. Alright, so now I should just be able to go Blueprint Auto Connect. Now this is where it's going to get tricky, maybe. No, actually we might be alright. So hope you're doing well today, Firehammer. Seeing your train lines for areas that are not just track, but rather a track going through a large platform, I like to use what I call the tram style by lowering the actual track by 1 meters. It looks more like tram tracks than the normal bulky tracks. Ah, that's a cool idea. Yeah, right. That is pretty cool. I like it. I want to do... If I did... some of this will help. Yeah, I think that's good. You got single player, so there's a lot of work to do today. And Firehammer's weekend officially started, so bonus. Nice. You have 4 major areas that look more like large industrial districts with trucks and trains rather than one large factory. Nice. That is awesome. That's a look I like. Okay, so from those two... Now I am... That's kind of what I want to go for, but... Yeah, that would be fine, because so that, yep. Now... That'll be okay. And this is my annoyance bit. Probably okay, but no, not there yet. So just because my brain itched me to calculate it, if we take an average of 4.5 concrete per foundation object, I have used 2.435.65 concrete for building foundations. Unreal. There are reasons for having 7 uploaders just for concrete. That does help. It does help when you're building a massive amount. they not? Why are they... Ah, yeah, because... the reasons. Really? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah. Because they initially blueprinted to the other ones. So that's in there. Now I could do it like that, or what I might do is do that. I still have some of my mega blueprints that I created back in update 8 with modded designers because I couldn't be bothered to split or manually build my bridges. The large ones uses over 50,000 concrete alone. Wow. And most of that's pillars. That's crazy. That's an extraordinary amount. Okay, that's what I want there. Yeah, let's do this. So I want... that. Probably there, I reckon. Also, just started playing it again after the hiatus. I'm able to print 3,421 coupons as of right now. Wow. Dedicated servers do come in handy. Well, yes, that is correct. Alright, so if I did this... Alright, so it's just a bit off. So that wasn't what I wanted. Come on. I'm trying to use hotkeys, it's just not going very well. So there, can you do there? Try that one. Yuli, hello, welcome. It's good to see you. That's as best I'm gonna get. You reckon I can get one more closer? We'll try. Well, it's definitely not that one. So we'll delete that. And I'll try that one there. Has my place started heating up? Not yet. I mean, it's getting nicer every day. That's it there. But yeah, still a bit cold. It's going to be cold for a while. Okay, which one's that? There we go, that's what I wanted there. Perfect. That's what I wanted there. So now I want the 3. I will be getting rid of pillars later. This is me trying to work out a few things. Kind of annoying. Like blueprint mode, you can do that. I suppose you do it, lock it, and then lock it. Yeah. Just scraping the edge of that. This is how it's going to be. That one will be to there. They're going off that way. Alright, this is where right. Deal with all that later. What's it like where you are, Edie? Cold or warm? Or in between? Okay, so on this side here, I'm going to put something like that. I reckon probably there maybe. Yeah. Right. And this is the whole point of doing all this now. This is us connecting to our oil lines. But I had to do all of that stuff first to dictate where these lines would be. Now we know that. Okay. Plants. You know what's interesting is I think it was quicker to have a blueprint of a long piece of straight track than it is to try and do a long piece of straight track by hand. It's going to be a shorter piece, but I don't have to line it up and hook it. Alright, get myself positioned. That feels much quicker. Just got to get my timing right. If I had a hover pack, it'd be a different story. I want the longest sweep I can get. What is the longest sweep you can do? Right, that's 10 away, so 10 is a bit unrealistic. Alright, so let's go 8 foundations from the center. Where does that get me to? I could almost do, I reckon 9, honestly. Let's go back. If I do... How many is that? That's 1, 2... Nah, so it's got to be 8. So that's 1, 2, 3,
Buckle up,
4,
there's
5,
raid
6,
incoming.
7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Thank you to Lady and Tulip for the raid
Where's
of
my
15 viewers.
Oh, look out, folks! Tulip's coming in with a raid. You need to click that follow icon, the love heart, and give Tulip a follow. Absolutely amazing streamer. Does some great Satisfactory with lots of spaghetti or some X4 foundations. Pretty knowledgeable there as well, from what I understand. Okay, so that's 8. So the last 2. Let's see if that works. I think it's got to be 8.5. How was your stream? What did you get up to? Abhishek, welcome. Coming on in. I'm just trying a few things out.
Hey Smackin, you just got a follow.
Thank you Arbishek260499 for the
7.5.
follow.
And dropping that follow, thank you very much. Alright, so if I did from here, just trying some stuff out with train lines. You perfected our fuse frame of factory, nice. I hope you didn't blow a fuse doing it. Yep, I'll be here all night. That's what I want, that big sweep. Seven and a half. So I just got here, are you using the world grid or your own grid from a certain point? Using the world grid, kebab. Oh, Kebab Wolf, sorry, not Kebab Wolf, but Kebab Wolf sounds tasty. They asked some mathy questions. I said you'd be better at answering those. Absolutely. Hit me with your most complex questions and I will come up with some complex answers. Or not. We'll see. Okay, so I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I want it to be from here, I think. And this one's going to be a little bit off because I'm going to the center over here. But well, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, hold on. Let's get rid of this. Probably that's it there. You don't really balance your factories perfectly. A lot of people aren't into it. I do like doing it myself. Alright, so that's that one. We will deal with some proper bridge work and aesthetics later, but let's just at least get it properly supported. Yeah, I do like mathing stuff out, that's for sure. Alright, there we go. Not doing all the math means more spaghetti fun. Can't have that if we pre-balance everything. Well, you are right there. You are right. Okay, and then that, I don't need this anymore. This was an experiment. I can leave that there. But this one's going to keep going. Hold on. I have a really hard time picking starting points and a lot of analysis paralysis. I understand 100% with that. The best thing I can suggest is just breaking stuff down into little chunks. Just focus on one thing. That's all you got to do. And then when you finish that, then you can make your next decision. I have a complete spreadsheet for this playthrough already mapped out. This playthrough is completely mapped out. So when I do one thing, I just go to the spreadsheet and I go, right, this is the next step. And I don't have to, it's not complicated. Actually, it is complicated, but I don't have to think about the complications. Okay, Tulip, here is the question I asked her to say. I have one pipe, 600 of oil, dividing into 3. 200 on one end, 250 on the other end, and the last one being like an overflow. Like in smart splitters, can I do that with pipes? I'm having an issue where I have 10 generators in a line with 600 fuel line feeding it. After feeding all the generators, I want to take the remaining and feed it again to the input line. I need an overflow kind of system for pipes. How can I do that? So what you need to do is, it's complicated, but I do have a video that talks about how to take excess from a pipe and send it somewhere. If you want to feed it again to the input line, you're going to have to add valves to that, because you don't want your feeding in to push back and create a loop. But that fluid overflow, that's probably your best answer on understanding how to do a fluid overflow situation. I hope that's helpful. We want this one again. Oh yeah, I forgot about your tutorial series. Really did bring that person to the right place. So thanks, Tulip. I appreciate the kind words. Well, you know, we've all got our talents. Some of us, it's making spaghetti and making it absolutely awesome. And others is making annoying videos about stuff. So that's on the far side. I reckon I'm going to get to about there. Thanks, brother, for the help. I'll take a look into that. Give me a tour of the factories at the end if you have time. Well, I can just quickly show you now. Because we're still very early on. Basically, every building here is a production line. So a single production line. So over there we've got, that's our iron ingot factory, and then that feeds into the iron ingots. Some of them go here to the iron plate. Some of them come into this one, which is iron rods. Later becomes crystal oscillators, because I don't have any needs for iron rods. Then those rods send over to screws, and then those screws go into other places. Bit like I've got a copper ingot factory, a wire factory, a cable factory. There's also, I think that's maybe rotors. So yeah, that's what I've got going on here, and it's a work in progress as we work through our tiers and phases. Sabri, I'm back with another question. Now, my iron miners make 600 ore per minute, but my conveyor is marked through, so it moves 270. Is there any way that I can use all this 600 ore with this conveyor? No, because the only way to get that ore out of the miner is via a belt. So your current belt speed is 270. As you upgrade later, you can then upgrade the belts, and then you'll be able to get that output from the miner. But if you've got a Mark III miner, Mega Factory bringing ore in via trains, well, actually, not really. There's a lot of ore coming in via trucks. I've got over there, I think we've got copper, iron, and then there's 3 coal nodes I'm bringing in. And then over there, well, that's the 3 coal nodes at the top there that come down conveyor spirals and feed into those 3 that they get trucked over. There's 3 iron nodes over there. They all feed into the steel ingot factory, and so on. Tulip, it's 5 o'clock. I need to go to bed. You have a lovely day, Smirkins. Thank you very much, Tulip. I'll try and look after your community as best as I can. I'm only currently started bringing stuff in via train. So I'm getting some oil coming in by train that's already come in. Some coal and sulfurs coming in, and we are bringing some more oil in. And right now, because I'm here in the Rocky Desert, and there's a lot of stuff here that you can just truck around so easily. You don't need to use trains. But now I'm starting to get to a point where I need to get oil from over here and bring it over. It's like I've got some train lines over here. There's an Explorer here that grabs sulfur, brings it down to here, puts it in there. That loads it into a train station. Then I've got trains. There's a coal train and another one that goes to there. So yeah. Right, back over here. So like I said, I haven't completed phase 3 yet, so I'm happy chugging away the way we are. I'll let you continue your tasks and I'll ask questions then and then. That's fine. Not a problem at all. Questions are always welcome. Don't you worry about that. Alright, so I reckon probably... Where was that? I ring that to there. Okay, so it's just a little bit too short. So yeah, the current task is computers, and we obviously need some plastic for the computers, so we need to bring in oil for that plastic. Now the byproduct of the oil is heavy oil residue, so we're using some of it in turbo fuel, so that means then I need to bring in coal and sulfur to deal with that. So I've made all of the other production lines, and now it's time to start bringing the oil in and kick it all off. Firehammer, I've never tried this myself, perhaps Smirkin has, but I'm imagining if the miner is pipping at 600 a minute, perhaps a spinner or a smart splitter can use more. No. You still have to get it from the miner to the splitter, and that's that first section of belt. Sorry to poo-poo on your dreams there, but that's just how it is. So that's 2, and then there's going to be a third one there. Let's try this. Let's do some chainsawing. Alright, so I'm gonna do I'm going to start off with this temporarily. Fair enough, my feeling was correct then, hence why I never tried it. That sounds about right. I need the right version, or the left. Yeah, okay. So something I've been meaning to ask other streamers I watch as I'm new to the game. Do the resource nodes ever deplete, or they're infinite? They are infinite. It's only the mushrooms, as a term of resource, they're the only things that don't regenerate. We need to do some blueprints. So before 1.0, Sam All was a limited rate per day. It was very interesting. Even if you put a portable miner down, it would only extract so much per day. Right, so I've got a I think what I need, so if that was a, right, so that's like that. I've got a flat version of that, but I want the left version of it. So that one there, right. So if I load that one. Saw your YouTube. You also talk about servers. Oh, good. I'm going to blast you with questions. I'm going to be here for a long time. Hi. So I'm Abishk out of India. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Definitely feel free to ask. I'm not always going to be able to answer exactly what you want. Rails left 45/2 max. Okay. I just didn't call it flat. And you can't rename them. That's the one I want, because the other ones were... That one. Okay, right. Already I have it. Perfect. Basically, you're level 1. Level 0, I'm sure you can help me. You never know. You never know. Alright, so I want... That's what I want there. I want that there. And this is where... hold on. Okay. So if it's not there, I think that's going to be it. I'm not going to get able to get any better than that. Alright, so now I want my 3. Hold on. Let's do some more rails first. Oh no, that blueprint, it's got these built into it. It's got a mystery. There'll be one on this side too somewhere. I don't know where it is, but yeah, I'm gonna go to the toilet. I will be back in 1 second. Alright, now we are going to need to get rid of this. Now I'm curious. Alright, so that goes to there. It's before the halfway mark. Oil trains, you say? That messed me up something fierce when I was learning it, Zelray. They certainly can be frustrating. You're not wrong. Now, I'm wondering... let's have a look where we are on the map. I'm here. That's actually not bad. Let's go for a bit of a one. Ooh. Let's have a bit of a look. Now I really have to plan out how we're going to take these 3 lines. So there's a bit of a hump. So I either bring them this way, around here, I might bring them this way. And then we might turn there and come through here. Do I take it you're building a certain elevation off the ground? Is that from a personal ideal height or just across the board? I mean, what I mean is you are building up to a certain point you started above from the ground level. Yes. When I first started this playthrough, and you can actually go back to the beginning episodes, all this is up on YouTube as I produce it. Probably episode 3 or 4, you actually see me go over to an area in the rocky desert, and I bring up a screenshot where I tested some stuff previously. And the main point is I found roughly the highest point in the rocky desert, where at that point I built some foundations from that lower level up to the height to allow a train station to fit underneath. So then this floor I'm on here, this level here, this is my ground floor, and underneath it is the train floor. Mostly. Like you can see, it undulates, some of it's lower and some of it's higher. And by doing it that way, I've allowed for a pretty consistent size platform all the way across. And I think we'll come out here and maybe come through, route the trains around through here. Now this is where it's going to get tricky. I think, yeah, we could get 3 through here. And then we're going to come
Smackin',
through
you just
here.
gotta follow.
Thank you, Kabawel, for the follow.
reckon... Let's go have a look around here. Thanks for the follow. Holy moly, what are you doing out and about? Oh, everyone's turned up. Not everyone's gonna live. Nah, not that way. Well, I reckon... You think TTS is why nobody says my name, right? See, I looked at it and originally called you Kebab Wolf. I added a B. Kebab Wolf, maybe? I reckon we might get 3 down here. Yeah, that'll come through here. I thought it'd be Kabar. Does it do Kaba? Kiaba? Sure it does something. I reckon we'll have a bridge over there. And then alright, I think I know where we're gonna start it. I know where we're heading. That was the main point of that. Kiba, so yeah. Oh, Kiba. Kiba Wolf. It's from your favourite anime, Wolf's Rain? Ah, interesting. Nice. Yeah, you can't trust text to speech, can you? It's always going to ruin your game. Alright, I reckon, so we're going to get down at ground level. For this sort of stuff. And I reckon... if we were to do... oh, this actually... okay, I think I know what to do here. This might change a couple of things, but this actually might be what I need. So if I had, hold on, maybe I need. I need this. Set to agile. It's fine. But yeah, keyboard wolf for your anime. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, this. Okay, this is the idea. I like it. It's a concept. But I feel like actually, yeah, that's it. That's going to be it. All right. I think I've worked it out. We do no, wrong one. 90 degrees. That hopefully, yeah, that should be. Let's try this. I don't know if it is going to work, but why is it? That's bizarre. All right. Can I do? Now these are going to be slightly off. This is one of the annoyances I have. However, I reckon if I did that there and did this and this, then we can do that. Let's try something. So I haven't ran into this yet, but with how things can clip in this game, can that break your rails, or will it adjust if you clip into where the start point is and when your blueprint begins? You can't. If you're using blueprints and rails, the auto connect icon appears, and when that properly appears, that's when your rails are going to connect. If it's not appearing, then they're not going to connect. It has to be perfect. So like this here, that's not going to work, but I'm just trying some stuff out.
Smackin' thanks you very much for your resub.
Thank you Household Metzer for renewing your Tier 1 sub of 42 months. This is the answer to all your questions.
Meza coming in with a resub. 42 months, it's absolutely awesome. And yes, it is correct. 42 is the answer to everything. There you go. Thanks very much for your generosity and support, Meza. Appreciate it greatly. How are you going? What's been happening? Alright. So that there. You can't wait for Friday to start Fridaying properly. Work is in the way at the moment. That I understand. Right, let's try this. Well, I need to finish this one first. I think. Oh, I got rid of my blueprint, didn't I? It's So if I was to do this, it's not going to be like that normally. We're just planning some stuff out, alright? Settle your kittens. that is not perfectly straight, is it? Oh, it is. So with that gone, then should be able to do that. I can get rid of this. Yeah, there is definitely... I've got to get rid of this in the blueprint. We're just finding random beam connectors around from that one particular blueprint. There's a beam connector somewhere else I can't find right now. That works well. That one, that one, that one, like that. I like that. Now this is my next mission. Okay, yeah, now I just learnt from doing that then. If I do this again, alright, that'll help me line everything up. Keep a woof, so my dog decided I need to pay more attention to her, so she climbed to my lap and laid on me. Ah, that's beautiful. Randy does that too. How's life in Smirkenland? Yeah, not bad, Mesa. Things are going alright. Not much to complain about. Just trying to keep the dream alive. You know how it is. Alright, now. What about yourself? I now need another left. So another... one of these. Pretty much the same, not much to complain about. Well, I mean, life's pretty good when you got that sort of amount of responsibilities going on. Alright, so that one. So it's never going to line up perfectly, but this is going to help me work out let's just say there. See? Beam connector. Not much to be ecstatic about either. Well, you know, that can be overrated at times. How's your server rack set up and all that going? Did it all work out the way you expected? Right, that one there. Nothing changed there. Got distracted by a drive recovery process lasting over a month now. Wow. Yeah, I was watching a YouTube video that talked about some university in England that didn't have good planning, and well, let's just say they lost a lot of stuff. They fell into that trap of going to say, oh, we'll use they transitioned between backup solutions, and they didn't do some stuff, and basically they screwed themselves. It's all too common. I'm sure you've seen it many times. Yeah, shit happens. Yeah, it does. It certainly does. Hold on, is that important, that one? No. So my first step is I want to get this to here. Now this I want to get to here, so it's too short. And then that goes to there. And this one goes to there. And then yeah, I'm not going to get complicated here. It's already gotten complicated, I know, but trust me. Right, the next one. Let's get rid of some of this to remove confusion. That's the lie. I can get rid of that. That's not important right now. Which ones are going to be? That's a really good question. Probably that one. We can't get rid of these, can we? Right, so it's in the middle of the track. Right, so that goes to there. So I can get rid of that. That is going to go to there. It's in the middle of there. So I can probably actually get that one to there. And then I can get that one to here, which will then give me that one to there. And then that can go to there. Nice. I'll get rid of this one now. Right now, we're on to the last one. I don't need this. I don't need to fall down on the ground, so I might need to put Okay, so this one is that one, which is actually this line here, right? So if I was just to make it easy on myself, right, so that's where that joins. That's the join mark there. And the join mark is should be the same as this one by the looks of it. Yep. Alright, let's see if I can do this. So gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of this. I should be able to connect this one to there. And then that to there and that to there. And then this to there. That's what I was after. Why are you a double? Because there's two things going on here. Yep, perfect. Gonna get rid of all the foundations. Right. Now, this is where I'm probably going to get wrong, but I'm just going to do it. Right, okay. So if I want it to look nice, then I'm going to do it back here. They actually, amazing, I've spaced them apart just perfectly. Perfect. Alright, just put that there. That should all be... I assume I need to add power for it to be correct. I'm unsure if what I've got here will actually work or not. Everything's connected correctly. Probably because there's nothing connecting the destinations or anything. There's nothing at either end. That's my gut feeling right now. None of my train stations at them. Oh, actually, yeah, these two have power. Do they? No, they don't. No, they don't. I'm going to change this to Plastic Factory. Yeah, no power. Interesting. Right, so that one's hooked up. And then this one over here needs power as well. Right. Let's go and have a look at those again. I didn't put buffer stops on those stations. It does not look like there's a positive. I'm going to deal with it later. Because my main goal is getting this hooked up. And I reckon here is where we start going down. After our river. So I reckon probably here. So that's probably going to be there. Ooh. No, I need that. That's it. Right. There's some weird sounds here. Yeah, so it's going to go around that way. Through there. So the bend is nicest. So let's start. Alright, so let's load this up for a sec. Probably going to wrap up soon, folks. I'm starting to get a little bit tired. We've made some good progress today. We're going to load up rails by 2. Straight. And then I'm gonna grab rails by 1 straight. And I think it's there. Yeah, that's it. And then we've got our 3. Let's see how that works out. I also want to do a section where any rail can get to any one of them. So I want to do like a this can join to that, that can join to that, and then this can join to that and that can join to that. But I'll do that I need to do it. Oh, we should do that here. On the bridge, shouldn't we? I really want to redo this one. So it's this here. To here. Yeah, I think what's the nearest distance? I want to test this. Alright, let's get rid of all these. You know what? I'm going to try that. We're going to figure that out tomorrow, I reckon. Let's just leave that there like that, and I'll just test this. Yeah, that's where we're going to leave it here, I reckon. I'll just do a... three high of this one. A two high, I mean. Yep. Perfect. Because we're now up to the next step. We've got it, the step is getting that over there. The other thing is, which I can kind of play with now, I've got a little bit of time to play with it. So I'm curious. What's the minimum distance for a track change? So it's not there. So it's not to there. So it's to there, is it? I reckon there's one. So if we did that, so what's that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I made this, one, two, three, four long. Right, so now any... I don't know if I like it at that spacing though. What about... So those join to there. I'm going to do 3 and then 4 . Alright, so going back up to here. That's a 4. Yeah, I think I like that more. So train can come in and it can go that way. So any train can get to any direction, any track. And then I assume now assume that's just one big block area. Ah, okay. See, that one's blocked because there's no path, it doesn't go anywhere. What I haven't done is this one here, I think. And does it also need... So then we need one more. Yeah, there's a block because there's nothing available that way. Is that all right? Have I got too many? No, I think that's right. So I'm curious as to why. Now these should all now have power, I assume. Maybe. Because they're all hooked up to each other. Yep. So that's one big block. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. We're ready to start running that out. And that's going to take another chunk of time. But we're making a way. We're making our path. Hadamine, just come out. How'd you do that ramp thing for the track? Ramps are just the normal under foundations, and you've got ramps, double ramps. You get them in the awesome shop. Excuse me. 6 coupons today. I've got a lot of leaves in that we'll have to sort out. Alright. Well, that's about it for me today, folks. Today was busy with the oil. We connected up the plastic and rubber factories from the train stations up to the buildings above, the factories above. And then once we did that, then we started planning out our train tracks for upcoming stations. So I wanted to know where the Iron Ingot factory would be, and the Quartz Crystal factory, and the Silica factory, where the train stations for those would be located. Then that let me plan where I need to let other train tracks through, so then I could bring the oil train tracks together and have that all coming in and heading out towards our production lines. We ended up with, we've got 6 tracks, but 3 merged into 3 tracks, and those 3 tracks are going to go out. And we're at the stage now about to send them out to the wide world and get that up to our oil factory and go from there. It's very exciting. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.